Good morning, Nikki. It's Monday. It's April 15th. I get off work today because the Boston Marathon's going on downtown, so no work for me. Yes. Hopefully I'll be visiting you and Eric later today. That'll be super awesome. But I wanted to cover a couple of things going on this week. One of the things going on this week is that I've been writing some poems, which is weird for me because I don't really like my poetry. I don't think that I write very good poetry, but I'm trying to get better at it. And sometimes one of the ways you can get better at something is by doing it. This may astonish you. But I've been encouraging people. I encourage people a lot to just do things. Like, just if you want to do a thing, just do it. And drawings are hard, and comics are hard, and music is hard, and games are hard. But you can do little things and manageable things, and a completed project is very valuable, I think. So I've written some poems to try to get myself better at poems. And since I have the microphone, I'm going to be reciting one, so be gentle. This piece is entitled, Jen Does the Right Thing. This is for the pigeon with the broken wing. You had one fucking shot, now it's gone. Fuck. Hopeless. Crumb snatching cripple ignored and stepped over. Everyone you know is in the sky. This is for the girl with the cardboard box. You can't stand seeing pain in the small and helpless. Empathetic hippie with the makeshift shelter. Everyone you know would pass them by. 'Cause the pigeon doesn't care. He'll get by regardless. If he doesn't, then another pigeon dies. Nobody's writing music for the rat with wings. That's life sometimes. It fucking rains. Because the girl doesn't care. Gratitude ain't needed, and she doesn't think she'll rescue everyone. But somebody's writing music for the bird that sings, 'cause somebody helped that fucker through his pain. Oh man, there's a litany of fuck words and all the outtakes on that one. Maybe I should do a compilation. That'll be good. The other thing that's interesting that's gone on this weekend has been the trip that I went on. It's one of those not leaving your house kind of trips. A staycation. It's really interesting to experience this. So, I've wanted to kind of experiment with psychedelic intoxication for a while now. It's something that I've been interested in, and I've been trying to get my friends excited about it and get some, kind of critical mass built up where my buddies and I can actually get something like this to happen. Means, motive, and opportunity haven't collided, and as with most things in life, if you wait until everybody's got time and means and opportunity for it, sometimes shit just doesn't happen. So I figured it's, if I'm going to have this experience, I should just go for it, and there will be time in the future to have this experience again with people. But it was me, and it was Kelly. Bless her heart. She was my sanity custodian for the weekend. It was a very long process. I think I ingested the materials around about the neighborhood of 2 in the afternoon, and I was sort of getting my shit back together by 9 p.m. We recorded it all audio-wise. We had a microphone going, so that was really, really interesting to sort of thumb through and listen to it. You had asked in your letter whether I saw something interesting, and it didn't exactly work that way for me. It affected my sense of place, like the knowledge that you are where you are right now. That just kind of went away, and it felt very much like lucid dreaming, that if I thought about a place, then I kind of felt like I was in that place. I didn't, actually believe that I was in that place. I knew that I was sort of undergoing an experience, and that if I ever opened my eyes, then the possibility space would collapse into I have walls I have to deal with and stuff like that. But I could close my eyes, and then I'm in a desert or ancient China or whatever, and it was just imagination, but it was really strong imagination going on. It was really, really cool. And then as things went on, one of the things that I experienced that I had been prepared for was the notion of myself just going away. I didn't exist. People, selves, didn't really exist. There was one time when I was thinking of a Polynesian island, and I was imagining the luau, and I felt like I was there, I could imagine the smell of roast pork and the sounds of the laughter and the dancing and the fire and the whatever. but I couldn't see anybody in this, whatever. When I was thinking of imaginary situations, I couldn't think of people doing these things because I couldn't get my brain around the notion of entities. It was like I could see masks because people had made masks. And I thought that was really interesting, that I couldn't see faces because I didn't see people, but I could see things that had been made by people. I could see the structures they had built and things like that. Again, it's all in my mind. It was like I wasn't actually seeing these things. I was just thinking of them, and they were really vivid. But the notion of self going away was most strongly indicated in this one moment where I was in the bathtub. And I remember opening my eyes, and it felt like a video game cinematic. Like I was watching eyes open, and I was watching the hands of this, which I knew was my avatar, and like if this thing touched a thing, I would get the feedback that that's what was happening. But I was another, like I was sort of outside of the notion of a being. It's very difficult to describe a lot of this experiential stuff in terms that don't make you sound like a drug person, because it's kind of dancing about architecture. Like, how do you use language to describe your sense of being and like things like that? It's weird, but it was very positive. I had a very, very good time, and Kelly was an absolute trooper, and I appreciate it. We'll probably do again. Good things. There's a Terence McKenna quote where he says that he imagines the idea of someone going to the grave without ever having a psychedelic experience is like someone going to the grave without having sex, that they don't really know what it's all about. I'll agree with part of that. I like the metaphor in the sense that sex is something that people make a big deal about. And you hear about it in culture, and there are all kinds of crazy laws, and it's difficult to get research done about it and stuff like that. It's deeply personal, but when you do it, it's not what you were expecting. And that can be good or bad, depending on what you were expecting. It just is. It's a thing. And I had a positive association with it, but yeah, it's interesting. But so that's my update, and you need to do yours, young lady. That's how it is sometimes. It fucking rains. That's life. Sometimes it fucking rains. Because fuck. It is sometimes. Fuck. That's life. Sometimes it fucking rains. Feel good. Fuck. Body's rain.